let's get right to it. Let's talk about the Sony A7 IV, which was announced Tuesday of this week. Shout out to, let me actually move myself over here. Shout out to CVP for their video on the project of the camera. So the A7 IV was widely rumored for a while, and now it's finally been announced. And it's not it's packing a brand new sensor. What if it's the same sensor as in the Z6 and the R50 and the R6 C50 or the R6 Mark III? We don't know. But we do know it is a partially stacked sensor, 33 megapixel sensor like all those. Its readout speed is much faster. As you can see, I think this is one of the key features for me at least, is this multi-angle touchscreen. That to me is like the best screen out there. The A7R5, that was one of my favorites, but also, the Lumix put that on there as well for their new line of cameras. But that screen, that multi-angle screen, like that is the biggest deal for me for the most part, because I'm not a fan of the flip out screen, mainly because it throws off the balance. Because if you ever sit there and hold it, it's like you always got to look towards it. It always moves the shoulder, so adds some extra unnecessary movement. Whereas if it's right on the camera, it keeps my line of sight with the camera, so it helps me with stabilization. But it has about the same amount of dynamic range as the other cameras. Its readout speed is right on par. It's all over the place. There's nothing clear. It's been anywhere between, I've heard, 10 milliseconds to 14 milliseconds. It's still pretty good. It's in that good range, so that all the other cameras are. The ZR, well, the ZR is a little different. ZR is 9 milliseconds. The S1R2, not the S1R2, the S12, the C50, the R6 Mark III, and even the Pixis 12K in its 8K and 4K open gate mode has about the same readout speed. So that's really dope. So that's cool. Like I said, it has about the same latitude exposure. It has 2 USB-C ports where you can provide power, and then you can also do high-speed 10 gig transfers simultaneously. That is, I can see a few scenarios where that's going to be great, especially if you want to sort of have some long durability with your cards, so you don't have to take them out. You could just transfer the file off the phone. That's what I would do with the G86. I never took the card out. I just always used the side port, so that was always really cool. But there's a lot of things. I know the things that people are not going to talk about. There's no open gate. While it does oversample 4K, it's oversample 4K from the 7K up to 60 frames a second. There's no 7K recording option. There's no 6K recording option. The 4K 120 is cropped to an APS-C mode if you want to use that. So, and there's still some exposure tools missing. Like, there's still no false color. There's not going to be shutter angle. So some more key video features are missing from this camera, all at the beautiful price of just under $3,000. I think it's $2,900 if I remember correctly. So ultimately, what are my thoughts? I will say this. I'm going to put myself first, and then I'm going to take myself out. If I look at myself first, let me reverse that. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to take myself out and just look at this as either someone that's just trying to get into the game or a Sony shooter who's maybe working with an A7 III or an A7 IV. I mean, it's a pretty decent upgrade. if you're one of the a part of the earlier generation of A7s, it's a pretty good upgrade. I mean, look, you get 4K 60 full frame, you get the latest autofocus technology. It has a great burst rate in using the 14-bit, where you don't have to drop the bit depth in terms of shooting stills. It's a faster reading sensor, so you can use it a little bit more in some more action-enabled scenes. It's a solid and worthy upgrade for those shooters like that. Now, for those that maybe don't have a home or maybe are camera agnostic, and I'll insert myself a little bit here for that, I've got to then look at the competition. You've got the Nikon Z6 for if you're still the hybrid shooter. You got the Canon R6 III, both of those cameras. Oh, and you got Lumix S1 II. All three of these cameras have high resolution recording options. Two of the three have open gate recording options. All of them record RAW internally. And then, of course, we can't not ignore the Nikon ZR if you are just a video focused person like myself. You got the Nikon ZR with the various forms of quality recording options. You have, again, the R6 III, which has open gate. It has internal RAW recording options. It has false color. It has a lot. I believe it has shutter angle as well. If not, you have the C50, which is more expensive, but now you're talking XLR. Now you're talking about professional XLR ports. You're talking about time code. You're talking about you're talking about a whole bunch of other video focus features. In those situations, it's a lot, but then if you're coming in new, do you need that? To me, I think it's a solid camera, and I think for those people that are hybrid shooters, it's a good offer. If you're already in the Sony ecosystem, it offers enough to keep you there. But I don't think it's enough to weed off that temptation that the others have. But it's enough, and I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to ultimately come down to your workflow and sort of your working situation. If you are a wedding shooter, I think the R6 Mark III or the Canon C50 are going to be better options for you, mainly because of the terms of if you're a wedding videographer. I think those are going to be better options for you. If you're more I guess narrative, if you're more documentary style shooter, I would definitely say the C50 is going to be a better option for you. I think the S1 II is going to be a better option. While the ZR may be great for documentary, I feel like that is more of a narrative-focused camera, mainly because you need to have the budgets, and you're going to have budgets or work with budgets that are going to work with those media file sizes, because those file sizes are huge. But I do think hybrid shooters, this is a great option for hybrid shooters. This is a great for Sony 6K shooter. Now, for me personally, it's okay. It's a great camera. And it's not for me though. I think if it's a choice between like the FX3 and this camera, I'm different. I got my FX3 on a really, really good deal. So one, the money doesn't make sense for me personally, but this is personally for me. The money doesn't make sense for me, but also the type of work that I do, the features like shutter angle, The fact that it has B-RAW support. Oh, I forgot to mention, it doesn't even have external RAW support options. There's no internal RAWs, but there's also no external RAW support. So with a camera that just finally got B-RAW, and it's a pretty great workflow when you need it. But especially since for me with Blackmagic cameras, again, the FX3 is better because I get B-RAW. The FX3 has shutter angle. The FX3 is more data friendly. So when I have those smaller projects that the budget isn't there, it actually just makes more sense because I can save up more space with the FX3 than I can with the A74. And it's still got an incredible readout speed and latitude performance. So for me, it's a good, solid camera, but I have zero interest in this camera, personally. But I would love to know what you guys think. Is the A74 what do you guys think of the A74? Do you think it does enough to intrigue you? If you're a Sony shooter, maybe if you're coming from those A7 series, does it enough for you to upgrade? I would love to know what you know. Let me know. Leave your comments down below.